Elta will be the first and last GFA Harmonize plot in Clementi Avenue 1. Clementi hasn't had a new launch in the last 4 years. Hi everyone, this is Linden. For those that don't really know me, I've been in the industry for about 15 years and today I will be talking about Elta. Before we start, help me by liking this video and sharing this video with someone that might benefit from this. Alright, so looking at the fact sheet for Elta, developer itself, JV between MCL Land and CSC Land Group. Tenure 99 years from 2024. Essentially, this project is made up of 2 blocks of 39 stories. Total units 501. So the address of course will be 10 and 12 Clementi Avenue 1. Total number of car park lots 401. Expected vacant possession date 31st March 2029. Expected legal completion date 31st March 2032. So next I'll touch on the unit mix. So total, like I mentioned, 501 units made up of 1 plus study, 2 bedrooms, 2 premium, 2 plus studies, the 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, as well all the way to 5 bedrooms. So how many units are there? For 1 bedrooms, 1 plus study, we have 36. For 2 bedrooms, we have 72 plus 71 plus 36. 3 bedrooms, we have 72 plus 36 units in total. 4 bedrooms, we have 36, 36, 36, and 35 in total. So for the 5 bedrooms, we have a total of 35 units here. So next up, we have the site plan. So quite a straightforward site plan for this project. Essentially, we have 2 blocks, block 10 and block 12. Then you have a full swimming pool here and you have smaller pools around it. For this development itself, you will have a tennis court as well. So today I won't be looking at most of the basic info about this development because a lot of this info can be found from either the agents, if not you can actually find it online. Today what I'm just going to focus more on will be why buy Elta, why it makes sense and why will it be safe to enter Elta. After that I'll actually go a bit more in depth into the floor plans and how it compares with its competitors around here as well. And last but not least, I will actually deep dive into the price matrix to give everyone an idea what to expect and how much should still be safe to enter. So first off, I'm going to go through the 4 main points why Elta actually makes sense. First, location. Second, the local demand in this area. Third, transformation in this area. And fourth, all the profitable transactions in this vicinity as well. When we look at all these, then we get a better idea, should we or shouldn't we actually look at this as maybe an own stay property or an investment. Okay, so in terms of its location, first off, I want to talk a bit about the education hubs in this area. First off, we have Clementi and Bukit Timah education hubs. In terms of the location here, the possible primary schools within 1 or 2 click, you have Clementi Primary School, Pei Tong Primary School, Nanhua, Henry Park, Fairfield Methodist Primary and SIFA. So you really have a lot of schools in this area. Secondary schools, you have NUS High School, Nanhua High, Clementi Town Sec, Fairfield Sec, ACSI. Next, world-class institutions, so you're talking about tertiary level institutions. You have NUS, Singapore Poly, ACSI, ACJC, SUSS, School of Science and Technology. Why is this actually so important? Because on top of that, we actually also have Ngee Ann Poly, SIM, Pei Hwa Presbyterian, Methodist Girls School, Hwa Chong, all within a short drive of this area as well. But what I actually want to share with everyone, why is this actually important? Because if you realize, primary school it takes about 6 years, secondary school 4 years, JC Poly it takes about 2 to 3 years, university another 3 to 4 years. So what's actually happening in this area is that parents with kids that's starting from primary school in the Clementi area, a lot of them will actually go on to secondary schools in this area as well. So it continues on to secondary school. And then from there, they continue on to the polys, JCs in this area. And then after that, they go to their tertiary education also in this area. So when you add everything up, you realize it's about 16 to 17 years of education in this entire area. A lot of parents, a lot of families with kids that are studying here will not want to sell. That's also one of the reasons why there is also a lack of supply of sellers in this area. So why is that important to you? Because next time you want to sell, essentially when there's less supply, typically our prices will be a bit better. For the second point, local demand, essentially this area has a very, very strong local demand. So besides, of course, families wanting to stay near the schools, this area has a lot of amenities. So we have places like your Clementi Mall, your Star Vista, 321 Clementi, West Coast Plaza, Gantro Mall, One Holland Village, the newest mall in this area. So amenities wise, a lot of amenities. Next, in terms of hawker centers, in terms of markets, this will be the location. You have hawker centers all around them as well. A lot of them are actually within walking distance, so this makes it very, very convenient for your weekend marketing, buying your groceries, going to hawker centers all around the area as well. In terms of other amenities, essentially we have West Coast Park, Clementi Bus Interchange, Pandan Reservoir, Clementi Stadium, Clementi Sports Mall, Clementi Forest. So you have abundance of amenities, you have abundance of lifestyle options around this area. In terms of transformation, we have a direct linkage to Jurong CBD, Bukit Timah, Ang Mo Kio and Hougang, and this will be ready by 2032. So next up will be the transformation in this area. Elta is actually located in a mega growth area. Why do I say so? Because if you notice, Jurong Lake District transformation, Jurong Innovation District and the One North transformation all will be surrounding our location here. So first off, what I want to share with everyone, the Jurong Lake District. So Jurong Lake District will be our second CBD area, adding more than 1,000 new jobs into the area. So why is this important? Because the more number of jobs, the more number of people working around here, the more demand there will be for housing, and of course that will be better for our prices moving forward. Next will be the Jurong Innovation District. So in terms of Jurong Innovation District, there will be 95,000 new jobs coming into the market. So this, like I mentioned just now as well, it will create a lot more transformation. And last but not least will be the One North transformation. So in the One North area itself, there will be more than 50,000 workforce, international schools around here, your NUS workforce, your NUH workforce, your Science Parks 1 and 2 workforces as well. So if you realize, all these three transformations are very huge transformations and they will be at our doorstep. So moving forward, what I'm very confident about is that because there are so much transformation around us, so many new job creations, the demand in this area will skyrocket in the next 5 to 10 years. On to our last point. What's the profitability in the recent projects in Clementi? So when we look at the figures for Clement Canopy, TOP 2019, you realize the profits are actually about 500, 600, 800, all the way to 900,000. So definitely this area, relatively profitable. Next, Park Clementi's TOP in 2023, profits 700 plus, 800 plus, 895 was their top earner. So 895,000 was what the top earner in Park Clementi's actually earned. Next, Clevon, TOP 2024, 500 plus thousand, 600 plus thousand, 700 plus thousand, all the way to 906,000. So top earner for Clevon, 906K. So if you notice, these condos actually make quite a bit of profits over these years. So it's actually down to three main reasons to me. First is that you have all your good schools around here. Second, you have your $1 million HDBs. They can easily upgrade to these condos. And third, is actually the major transformations actually happening in the west area. So we are surrounded by all the transformations. So there's also a lot of demand in these few years for this area. So if you found this info useful, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Next, I'm going to do a deep dive into the comparisons of the floor plans. What I'm going to do today, I'm going to compare Elta's layout versus Clevon and Clement Canopy, so you can get a better idea of what your competitors are if you're going to enter Elta next time when you want to sell. So first off, we're going to look at the 1 Plus study unit. Clement Canopy, no similar comparison. For Elta itself, if you look closely at the layout, there is actually a dedicated area for your washer dryer, which is good. You have a separated study area and you have an entrance area that can actually be used up for storage space. So what I actually like about this layout is the separated study area, which you could possibly use it as maybe an enclosable bedroom if you have guests coming over, or essentially just like what it's for, a study area. Other than that, it's actually quite straightforward in terms of the layout. You go in, you have your dining, your living and your balcony, and then your master bedroom and your toilet will be tucked at the side. Now we look at Clevon itself. There is the flexibility of the study area usage, so it's actually here. So when you go into the unit, you have your toilet here, then you have your master bedroom, then you have your study at the end. For this layout, it's actually not bad because you can actually double this up as a walk-in wardrobe and a baby room. However, you also need to take note that the window is actually here. If you're going to use it as, let's say, a walk-in wardrobe, then typically a lot of time you're not going to have a lot of light coming into your master bedroom. So if you're thinking of actually considering a unit like that, that's one of the considerations that you really have to pay attention to. In terms of your dining area, your living area, quite standard for a 1+ study. Next, we're going to look at the 2-bedroom, 1 bath for Elta, Clementi Canopy and Clervon. In terms of Elta, we're talking about 614 square feet. This is a Harmonize plot of land. In terms of the kitchen, it's actually a tucked away kitchen instead of an open concept kitchenette. A lot of 2-bedrooms in the market have an open concept kitchen. So you come into the unit, you have an open concept kitchen which leads you to your dining and your living area. It could be enclosable if you want in the future, but typically this is what buyers want in a 2-bedroom. Then moving forward, you have a proper dining area here, and what I like about this unit is that when your door is open, you have a limited view of your living area and your balcony. So you have a bit more privacy. 2-bedroom, 1 bath typically. It's not the corner units. These are the in-between units. So typically when your door is open, when people walk past, they can see through your entire house. However, you realize this will be a bit blocked by this wall. Next, we'll compare it with Clementi Canopy. Same thing, we have a tucked away kitchen instead of an open concept kitchenette. However, it's one of the smallest kitchens in terms of all these 3 projects. In terms of the DB box here, it's a bit of an odd place for a DB box. But of course, DB boxes today are used mostly for storage as well. Last but not least, for this layout, a bit difficult to find a place to put a shoe cabinet. Other than that, the rest of the unit, I feel is actually very usable. It's more of a dumbbell kind of layout, so you don't waste any space at all. Now we look at Clervon itself. In terms of the kitchen, it's actually a good sized kitchen with additional storage space. You have the biggest room size of the 3 units. However, the dining area is not exactly a very ideal place because it looks a bit like out of nowhere kind of thing. Okay, so that's why you also need to take note when you want to sell. That's what people will look for in the resale market. Next, we'll look at the 2-bed, 2 baths. So at Elta itself, you come into the unit, same thing, you have an enclosable kitchen. You have a lot more privacy because of your door placement here. Coming here, you can't really exactly see the entire living room. What I like about this layout, you have a dedicated dining area, which isn't like in the middle of nowhere, and you have a proper place for your DB box here. So the rest of the unit, quite standard. Dumbbell layout, come into the unit, both rooms are tucked away at both sides. And now we compare it to Clementi Canopy. Clementi Canopy is more of a conventional 2-bedroom layout, so there will be a bit of wasted space. So how do I define conventional 2-bedroom layout? You come into the unit, then you walk into the corridor, you get the common bedroom here and the master room here. So here, this red area, you notice you have a wasted space as compared to the dumbbell layouts that Elta and Clervon actually have. So a bit of wasted space here, but in a sense a more conventional layout. So because of the wasted space, you realize your living area is actually one of the smallest compared to the other 2 condos. So now we look at Clervon itself. 2-bed, 2 bath, 764 square feet. What I like about this layout is that you actually have a very long living and dining area, which actually opens up the space. Your unit actually feels bigger for this kind of layouts. This blue area, you also have the possibility of doing a small storage in front of your DB box. You can do shoe cabinets. If not, you can do like a small storeroom kind of thing. Because with smaller units, of course, you don't have the luxury of having a huge storeroom. This would actually be good for a lot of homeowners. Next, for the 2-bed, 2 bath plus study, Clementi Canopy and Clervon don't really have comparisons, so we'll just look at Elta itself. Similar to the previous layout, there's lots of privacy. Due to the door placement, the study area is actually very flexible here. So what I like about this layout is that when you're talking about the study area, you could possibly double this up as a guest room if you want, and this can also be enclosable. What I also like about this, of course, will be the enclosable kitchen here, and moving forward is your entire dining and living area opens up into a lot of space, and it makes the whole unit feel a lot more spacious, which is what people want, especially when they're buying for own stay in the future. Next, we're gonna move into the 3-bedroom layouts. So for Elta itself, we're talking about a 3-bed, 2 bath at 926 square feet. A very compact, very efficient layout. So when you come into the unit, you realize you have a foyer area here, and then after that, you have to turn in here to get into your dining and living room. Personally, I love this setup because my own house has this setup, and when I open the door and anyone's walking past, really no one can see into my unit. There is really a lot of privacy, which is what a lot of homeowners actually want. The other thing I really like about this layout is actually this common bathroom. So there'll be two entrances, one from the common area, one from bedroom 3. So why is this important? Because this Jack and Jill entrance will make it a lot more convenient for both common rooms, as well as it makes it super convenient for bedroom 3 because it's an ensuite now. And last but not least, the master toilet will not be facing the bedroom itself. So for some of my clients, they actually look out for this because to some of them, in terms of feng shui, they do not want the toilet to be actually facing the bed. Okay, so for the master itself, I think it's a very practical layout. You can possibly put a baby cot in there for newer families. Next, I will actually look at the Clement canopies layout, 990 square feet. So this is more of a traditional layout. You come into the unit, you walk through the corridor, then you get to the bedrooms, which are all facing outwards. Here, of course, you have your foyer area, so it comes with a bit more privacy as well. This comes with your dry and wet kitchen with a yard as well. However, you realize that the dining area seems a bit squeezy. If you want to do a bigger dining area, you might be blocking the pathway. The walking area to your living room will be very cramped. Last but not least, Clermont, 958 square feet. So when you come into the unit, your kitchen-wise is a bit bigger because you have your dry and wet kitchen. However, this is a more traditional layout. Same thing, you walk into the unit, there's a corridor that leads to your 3 bedrooms, they're all facing outwards. The drawback about this layout is that for the second bedroom, there actually isn't a window. What a lot of clients actually are looking for in terms of 3 bedrooms are all windows in the toilet because it allows for more natural ventilation. Typically, when you have more natural ventilation, the toilet is not going to smell that much. Next up will be the 3+ study layouts. So for Elta itself, we're talking about more of a dumbbell kind of layout. So you go into the unit, 2 bedrooms will be on the left, 1 bedroom will be on the right. For a 3+ study, this is a very efficient layout because you don't really have that wasted space in terms of your corridor to the bedrooms. In terms of your second bedroom, you also have a Jack and Jill entrance, which actually, to me, is very good because then when your guests are coming over and they're using that toilet, essentially you can still close up the door so that that bedroom still has privacy. So in terms of your wet and dry kitchen, here you have a water dispenser and purifier. Your yard for this layout actually comes with an automated drying rack. The study wall can actually be hacked to combine with the master room for a bit more flexibility. So if you want to say, oh, I want to have a walk-in wardrobe kind of thing, that could also be a possibility for this layout. And next we have Clement Canopy, 3+ study. What I like about this layout is the foyer area. It gives a lot of privacy to the unit. What I also love about this layout is more of the landscape layout in terms of your living and dining, which leads to your balcony. So typically for a lot of condos, you don't really get to see that many 3 bedrooms having this kind of landscape layout, especially in the last 5+ years. What you will see is that this kind of layouts are more popular with the very old condos where they have a lot of space to play with. But with the newer condos, a lot of times it's more of the like portrait kind of layout. So your dining, your living, then your balcony kind of layout. When you actually step into a unit with this kind of landscape layout, you don't feel so claustrophobic and you feel that openness in the living area. For the study area, you can actually use it as a guest room, and what I like about it, it comes with a window. Last but not least, we're going to go through Clairvont's 3+ store. So this is more of a traditional layout where you go in, same thing, you have a long corridor to your bedrooms and your 3 bedrooms are actually facing outwards. However, for the second bedroom, you do not have a Jack and Jill. So in a sense, you don't have that additional ensuite for one of the bedrooms. So here, same thing, you have your wet and dry kitchen. It's actually not so common for newer condos because of space. So in a sense, Elta also did very well for this layout. Last but not least, for Clermont itself, the space for the store is actually a good size that can actually be converted to maybe a helper's room or a guest room kind of thing. Next on, we're gonna look at the floor plans for the 4 bedrooms at Elta and Clermont. Alright, so for 4 bedrooms at Elta, 1184 square feet, it's actually a very compact and space-efficient layout. This 1184 square feet can actually be a bit comparable to the 1346 square feet. The ensuite for bedroom 4 is actually ideal for families. However, essentially it's just going to be 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms sharing 1 toilet. So that might or might not be a deal breaker for some clients. So it really depends on whether how many people are going to be staying. Are you going to use every bedroom as an actual bedroom, or are you just going to use it maybe one of the bedrooms for a study room kind of thing? For the living area, this is more of a portrait layout, so typically portrait will look a bit narrower. Okay, and on to Clairevont's 4-bedroom at 1281 square feet. Same thing, is also a portrait layout. No ensuite for the 4th bedroom, so essentially all 3 bedrooms will be sharing one toilet here. What you also want to take note, because Clairvont is a non-harmonized plot, you're paying for the aircon ledge. The aircon ledge is extremely big. And last but not least, there's no window in the common bathroom. Next, we're going to go through the 4 premiums. So 4 premium at Elta, 1313 square feet. Super efficient layout. When you actually go into the unit, 3 bedrooms will be facing out, 1 bedroom will be facing inwards. So you have a junior master that is actually facing inwards, which is this green box here. This comes with an attached toilet. So it's really very ideal for multi-generation families. This can actually be a guest room for them, or this could be a bedroom for the grandparents as well. Here, same thing, you have a more of a portrait kind of layout, which, like I mentioned just now, feels a bit narrower. For this layout, we see the master toilet door facing away from the bedroom again. However, bathroom 3, what you'll take note, doesn't really come with a window. Next, we'll look at the Clement canopy, 4 bedrooms. So this is more of a dumbbell layout. So when you come into the unit, you got 3 bedrooms on the left, you got 1 bedroom on the right. So it's good for privacy for multi-gen families. What I like about this layout is actually the landscape layout in terms of the living area plus your balcony. This really opens up the entire living area. It's really very good for hosting, and visually it's a lot grandeur. Something that I don't really like about this unit, of course, you have your long corridor. So long corridor walkway essentially is a bit of a waste of space. You can't really do that much in these kind of long corridors. My previous unit was a 4-bedroom. It had a very long corridor as well. Typically, I couldn't do much with it. I could put up painting, but that's about it. Next, in terms of the aircon ledge, this is a non-harmonized plot as well. We see a very, very big aircon ledge. There is a split of the dry and wet kitchen. However, the dry and wet kitchen aren't exactly together. There is a gap in between for the walkway, so it can seem a bit awkward at times. And what I also don't really like about this layout is actually the balcony in the master. Some of my clients love balconies in the master, but for myself, I don't really like it. To me, this is really more of a personal preference. Last but not least, I'm going to go through Clairvont, 1356 square feet, 4+ study unit. The store has dual frontage, which means there is good flexibility of room usage. What you also want to take note is that the study room here is connected to bedroom 2 as well. So there is really good flexibility for the usage of that room. If you need maybe an actual study room, good. If not, if you want more storage space or walk-in wardrobe kind of thing, you can double that study area up as well. Last but not least, aircon ledge, because it's a non-harmonized plot. Same thing, relatively big and relatively waste of space. So 4-bedroom dual key, not a super common kind of layout. 1313 square feet, only Elta has. Clementi and Clairvont doesn't have the 4-bedroom dual keys. How a dual key unit actually works is that when you go into your main door, you actually have a foyer area. Your foyer area will lead to 2 doors, which will lead to 2 separate units. So the first one will be this unit in green. So this is more like a studio kind of unit. What you want to take note is that coming into the unit, you have your open concept kitchenette, your toilet next to it, then you have your bed facing your wardrobe, and then a balcony. So when we're actually looking at the other unit in this dual key, when you go into the foyer, you will have another door, which will lead you to your 3-bedroom unit. Coming to the unit, you have your dry kitchen, your wet kitchen, your dining, living, then balcony. This is quite a standard layout as well. However, what you want to take note is that your bathroom 2, which is your common toilet, doesn't really have that natural ventilation again. So for this 4-bedroom dual key, it's really good for families who need to eventually scale up to a 4-bedroom. Maybe at the current stage of your family, you don't really need 4 bedrooms, you only need 3. Then what you can do, you can buy this unit, rent out 1 bedroom or the studio unit out. And in the future, when other family members want to stay, or when the family is getting bigger, you need more room, then you can actually take back the unit and everyone can stay together. There is that flexibility in terms of the dual key units. The 3-bedroom unit, to me, this is actually a comfortable size for a family that also comes with ample storage. Okay, and for the 4-bedroom plus study, Clement canopy, not much comparisons there. So we're going to just look at Elta and Clairvont. So Elta, you're talking about 1507 square feet, a 4-bedroom plus study. What I like about this layout is that all rooms are actually ensuite. So every single bedroom will be connected to a toilet. So to me, this is a very good usable space throughout the entire unit. 1507 is almost fully usable space. The other thing that I really like about this unit is the master room. So what you'll notice is that the master is very, very big. Even if you put a baby cot or you need to put a dresser, extra dresser, definitely you have enough space to play with. And what I also like about this layout is actually the study. So study is actually big enough to double up as a flexi room. It could be a guest room, helper's room. Of course, this is more of a portrait layout, so this one is, like I mentioned to you, a bit of a personal preference as well. And last but not least, for the 4+ study, we have Clevon. What I like about Clevon's 4+ study, you have a private lift. So essentially, the private lift will be here. You step out into your private lift lobby and then you step into your own unit. You tell people also, wow, my house got private lift, like very shiok also. Of course, when we're actually looking at the actual layout, it's more of a dumbbell layout, a split junior master on the right, and then the rest of the bedrooms will be on the left. So same thing, this is very good for multi-generation all staying together. It gives a lot more privacy to whoever is going to stay in that bedroom as well. Similar to the previous layouts, this will be more of a landscape kind of layout. So it opens up the entire living area. Last but not least, for this, what you also want to take note is that the study is actually located near the master bedroom. So it's actually here. One possibility will be to convert this study into a walk-in wardrobe if you want. If not, you really could double this up as a study or work area. And on to the last layout, the 5 bedrooms. Clement Canopy, no 5 bedrooms. Elta, 5 bedroom at 1776 square feet. At 1776 square feet for a harmonized plot, this is a very, very generous size. One of the things that I like about this unit, this wet kitchen actually comes with a yard and utility at the back. This open concept kitchen is actually good for hosting, so this area. So back then, when I used to stay in a 2-bedroom, I think the unit was like smaller than 650 square feet. When we hosted like 4 or 5 friends, the house was super packed already, the living area. But when, of course, if you have a 5-bedroom, you will want to host a lot more people, and this will be a lot more useful. One more thing that I like about this layout, it comes with 2 junior master ensuites. So one will be here, one will be here. Then you have your Jack and Jill toilet for the other 2 bedrooms as well. Every single bedroom has their own toilet. However, this unit doesn't come with a private lift that some buyers will want for the 5 bedrooms. And last but not least, we move on to our Clevon 5-bedroom 1690 square feet. So this is slightly smaller than the unit at Elta here. However, this comes with a private lift. So a bit more of the atas kind of feel. This comes with an open dry kitchen, which same thing is good for hosting as well. This also comes with a landscape living and dining area. So same thing, you like it or you don't, really up to you. However, comparing to Elta, this only has 1 junior master ensuite. So a bit different. Elta comes with 2 junior masters. This will come with 1 junior master ensuite. One of the drawbacks of this is that 3 common bedrooms will have to share 1 common bathroom here. If, let's say, you have more people staying in the house, this might be maybe an issue, maybe in the morning if everyone is going out to work at a similar timing. Everyone is just trying to fight for the toilet. Alright, so we have covered all the different layouts in Elta as compared to its competitors in the resale market, Clement Canopy and Clevon. There's no perfect kind of layout, but here you get a better idea as to how to compare and what kind of layouts might be more suitable for you. So if you have any more specific questions in terms of the layout, please feel free to hit us up or leave a comment and we'll get back to you. Alright, so next thing I'm going to touch on is the Elta price matrix. As of now, the developer hasn't actually given us any price indication, so this is just more of my guesstimate of how much the developer would likely price this. So if you're interested to know more about all the different kind of layouts, sizes in terms of your quantums and the per square foot, feel free to pause this video so you can actually get a better idea. For this video purpose, I'm just going to go through more of the 3 bedrooms and the 3-bedroom premium. Why? Because in this area, the 3 bedrooms are the most popular, they're the highest in demand, and yet they're the lowest in supply. So for the 3 bedrooms, compact in a sense, you're 926 square feet. Per square foot, my guess maybe about 2002 to about 2000. In terms of the price range, I put up to 2007. In all honesty, I feel a fair price to enter here would be more of this range, below the 2006 range. Why do I say that? In terms of your transactions at Clavon and Clement Canopy, the per square foot has already reached 2003 plus. Of course, these are all your resale properties in a sense versus your new launches. Your new launches, if you're going up to 2.3, 2.4, 2.5 plus for the high floors, to me still is fair. So for the 3-bedroom premium, same thing all the way to about 2006 PSF. So if you're talking about 2002 PSF for the 926 square feet, you're talking about 2.037 mil upwards. Then of course, if you go up to about 2004 for maybe a mid-floor, you're talking about 2002 plus onwards. And if you're talking about 2005, 2006 for a higher floor, you're talking about 2.4 mil for a 3-bedroom. If you're talking about the 3 premium 1023 square feet, starting price about 2.25 mil for about 2002 PSF, going to about 2.455 mil for about 2.4 per square foot. Going up to 2006 PSF, you're talking about 2,659,800. So that's the kind of quantums that we're actually looking at moving forward in terms of your 3-bedrooms and your 3-bedroom premium. Anything higher than that, if you really want to secure a unit here, to me, at the end of the day, you will still make money, but maybe you just have to hold on for a bit longer. Alternatives will be, we can actually look at certain resale units around here as per what I compared in terms of the floor plans previously. But of course, every single scenario or every single buyer, I would advise them a bit different depending on their portfolio, their exit strategy, and what to look out for in terms of their own stay. So of course, if you are planning to buy a unit here and you still have questions, still wondering what kind of units should I look at, what kind of layout should I look at, or should I even be considering the resale units? If you have questions like this, feel free to hit us up or PM us and we'll actually get back to you. So before we end this video, I have a bonus segment for everyone. This is more of the price-facing analysis. So what exactly is this? Does the following impact your unit's profitability? Low floor versus high floor. Your unit facing. West Sun versus non-West Sun units. How do the pricing differ and how do the profits differ? Let's look at the figures. So first off, we're going to check out Clavon low floor versus high floor. So Clavon low floor, we're talking about 5th floor versus 27th floor. In terms of their purchase per square foot difference, it was only about $98 per square foot. In terms of their sale difference, it actually dropped to $46 per square foot difference. So in absolute amounts, what does this actually mean? The low floor unit on the 5th floor made 604,800. The higher floor, 27th floor, made 546,000. So you realize, doesn't mean that I buy a higher floor, that means I can actually make more. So there's actually a very minimal floor jump in terms of profits. Next, if we look at Clement Canopy, we look at something similar as well. High floor, 38th floor versus 11th floor. So high floor, 38th floor actually made 337K. The lower floor at 11th floor actually made 398,000. So same thing. Doesn't mean that you buy higher floor, better view, you make more money. There are other considerations as well, of course, in terms of your entry price, your exit price, when are you buying, when are you exiting, these all make a difference as well. But here I just want to share with everyone, doesn't really mean that if you buy a higher floor, in terms of investment, you will definitely make more money, because at the end of the day, your entry price also will be higher, because how developers price their units on launch day is that every higher floor, you will have to pay a bit more as well. So your entry price is a bit higher. So next up, we're going to explore expressway facing versus inner facing. So in terms of inner facing or expressway facing, a lot of consumers actually feel that, hey, if I'm going to face expressway, it's going to be noisy, it's going to be difficult to sell, I'm not going to make as much money. Let's look at the figures. Clavon itself, expressway will be here. So this will be your expressway facing, which will be stack 9. Your inner facing will be stack 10 here. In terms of the per square foot difference, slight difference. In terms of the sale difference, slight difference as well. Now we look at the actual profits in terms of quantum. Actual profits in terms of quantum, expressway facing 09 made 544,000. Non-expressway inner facing earned 546,000. So you realize the margin of the profit difference is very, very small. It's almost the same. Now we look at Clement Canopy. Expressway facing here, which is stack 13 versus inner facing, which is here stack 3. Purchase price per square foot difference $26 PSF. Sale price difference $4 per square foot. In terms of their profit difference, expressway facing 295,000, non-expressway facing 317,000. Still same thing, very small margin of profit. So what you realize is that inner facing, expressway facing, typically they still make money, and in terms of the difference for these properties, they don't make that big of a difference. Last but not least, we're going to compare West Sun versus non-West Sun. So when we sell resale properties, a lot of clients say, West Sun, I don't want to buy next night. Very difficult to sell because the house is very hot. Let's look at the figures, whether this really translates to how much you can earn if your unit is facing west. So for Clairvon, west facing unit will be stack 6. Non-west facing unit will be stack 3. In terms of profits, 311,000 for west facing, 257K for non-west facing. So in terms of difference, a bit of difference, 60,000. Now we look at Clement Canopy. West facing unit stack 7 versus non-west facing unit stack 5. Stack 7, which is the west facing unit, made 573,000. Non-west facing unit made only 424K. The total difference, $149,000 difference. So you realize actually this goes against our thinking. West facing units here actually make more money. All in all, in terms of this pricing for facing analysis, essentially in summary, it's analysis of surrounding resale properties that reveals that regardless of floor level, high or low floor, facing, expressway facing or quiet facing, inner facing, exposure to the West Sun, all units actually still remain profitable with only slight variations in terms of their profit margins. So this is actually quite interesting because some of the units with less favorable attributes, like the West Sun, have actually achieved more profits than non-West Sun facing units. So the key takeaway is this. One, you really need to take into account the timing of entry and securing the right entry price. These two factors are far more important than just merely floor level or facing. So to know more about this and how do you actually choose a more suitable unit for your portfolio, PM us any of your questions and we'll get back to you. Alright guys, so we've come to the end of this video. Just a final reminder, the preview for Elta will be on the 7th of February. The launch day will be on the 22nd of February. So if you need help on choosing what kind of units fit your portfolio, just feel free to let me know and I'll help you along. I actually have a selection of other projects that you can actually look at in terms of your resale, in terms of your new launches. Just that this video, honestly speaking, is a bit too long. I'm not going to go through that. If you want that info, hit me up. I'll send that info to you as well. Final reminder, if you want to have a look at the Elta show flat during the preview stage, hit me up. I'll arrange one of the VVIP slots for you. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell button so that you can see more of these kind of videos moving forward. See you!